One of the fun things about playing a game is accidentally encountering a bug or glitch that can completely change that game up. In the past year, I've stumbled upon game-breaking bugs in both X 4 and 5, both of which I made videos of to document these bugs. In X 4, I found a way to make Top Man invulnerable to non-breaking damage, which was not fun to deal with. And as for X 5, let's just say that years of trash-talking Medi bit me in the ass there. However, what I haven't done so far is make a video explaining what is possibly the single most important bug that exists in any of the Battle.Network games. This bug breaks the game in such a monumental way that it actually somehow makes Battle.Network 2 one of the better games in the series. And ironically, this is also a bug that's made of bugs. Sounds about right for this game. I've actually mentioned this bug before in some folder decoder videos, including my most recent episode about the Twister chip. So today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the greatest bug in the Battle.Network series, the Gospel Duplication glitch. Just as the name implies, the Gospel Duplication glitch is a bug in Battle.Network 2 that lets you duplicate specific items. If you're also a fan of Pokemon, you know exactly what this bug can be compared to. Back in Gold, Silver, and Emerald versions, there were cloning glitches that were really easy to pull off, letting you clone your Pokemon as well as the items that they held. And don't even get me started on the Missingno glitch from the first generation of Pokemon. And the funny thing is, Gospel duping is actually very similar to cloning Pokemon, especially in Gold and Silver. So how does this duplication glitch work, and why was it named after the Net Mafia Gospel? Well, for starters, it wasn't named after the Mafia per se, but rather named after the multi-bug organism Gospel that you fight at the end of the game. It's crucial to point out that this duplication glitch only works after you've defeated Gospel, so you can't actually duplicate anything until you've made it to the very end of the game. But you may be asking, how exactly does this bug work? Fortunately, pulling off Gospel duplication is not only simple, but also 100% safe for your game's save file. Essentially, you'll want to save your game at some point before getting a specific battle chip in the game. Once you've saved, it's important that you do not save your game again until after you fought Gospel. Let's say, for example, that I saved a game right before I grabbed this copy of Wood plus 40 in Miss Million's bag. I would then have to go all the way to the end of the game without saving after obtaining the chip and fight Gospel. Once we reload the game, we'll see that we're brought back to where we saved in front of that mystery data, which will still be there. But if you look at your chip pack, the copy of Wood plus 40 is already in there. So you can grab the mystery data again for a second copy of Wood plus 40, go to fight Gospel again, and load back in after beating Gospel to see the mystery data present and 2 copies of Wood plus 40 in your pack. So we can clearly see that this duplication glitch allows us to duplicate the contents of mystery data in the game, but why does the glitch work in this way? Although I don't have any exact details, my assumption is that after defeating Gospel, the game is returned to the state that it was in when you saved, i.e. the mystery data was saved as not having been obtained. However, the game seems to also save the content of your chip folders and pack when you defeat Gospel separately to account for any chips you may have gotten after you've entered the no save zone right before the base and Gospel fights. So the game has simultaneously saved data indicating that you have not taken that specific mystery data yet, but also the fact that the chip from that mystery data does exist in your pack. And now for the big question, what can be duplicated, and is there anything that's off limits? Well, for starters, don't expect to get infinite Zenny, bug frags, or power-ups with this glitch, as it only applies to things that can be found in your folders and packs. So, battle chips only, pretty much. That being said, there's still a lot of instances where you can use Gospel duping, including any blue or purple mystery datas, shops, in-game trades, and even an email that you may have already opened without realizing it, which I've done even after knowing about this glitch already. As for Zenny, which you'll clearly need for the shops, you can easily get 150,000 Zenny at a time in Undernet Area 5 by saving in front of green mystery datas there and reloading the game until you get the 50,000 Zenny reward from each GMD. Your Zenny unfortunately don't reset to the amount you had when you saved a game, so you'll still need a lot of it in order to buy out each shop multiple times. As for your bug frags, however, you don't need to duplicate those, as your bug frag total does reset after you defeat Gospel, so you technically have an infinite amount of bug frags anyways. Now, while I can end the video here, that wouldn't be fun. In fact, it would be kind of off-brand for me, since I like diving into smaller details on things like this. So let's go over a list of what I feel are the important chips that you can duplicate. And I know I've already said it, but I still cannot stress this enough. Do not save your game after picking up any of these chips. Let Gospel do the saving for you. Let's start with the blue mystery datas scattered throughout the game. We'll start with the less important chips and then move on to the ones you definitely want to clone. In the air comp, which is the airplane and not the comps in Yai's house where you fight Airman, you can find a ton of BMDs you might want to duplicate, including Rock Cube Star and Spice 2N in Air Comp 1, Grassline N in Air Comp 3, and Little Bomb Star in Air Comp 4. You'll notice I didn't pick any of these up in this video footage, and that's because I already grabbed these mystery datas and then saved the game afterwards, which is why I'm saying, do not save your game after picking up these chips. In the airport gift shop found in Netopia's airport, you can get a BMD with Lance P. The Undernet contains Grass Stage H in Undernet 7, Koto area has a BMD with Ice Stage I, and World 3 Area 2 has a BMD with Oldwood W. Now for the real important chips. In Miss Billion's bag, you can get that aforementioned Wood Plus 40. Aqua Plus 40 can be found in Scilab, in the Wide Monitor comp in Yuichiro's lab, and Navi Plus 40 can be found in World 3 Area 3. First off, I hate saying World 3 Area something, and secondly, I didn't make it that far on the save file, so again, I don't have footage of me getting anything from the World 3 areas. Oh, and let's not forget the single most important chip to dupe in this game, Area Grab Star, conveniently found in the room just before you go to fight Base and Gospel. I feel like Capcom knew what they were doing with that placement for this chip. Next up, we have our purple mystery data rewards. And don't worry, while your Zenny don't get reset after you beat Gospel, your unlockers will be reset, so you won't have to constantly go buying more of them. Starting off in Yumland Area 1, you can get Fire Rat R. In Under Koto, you can find Anti-Recover M, and in World 3 Area 3, you can find both Anti-Navi X as well as yet another copy of Grass Stage H. 2 mystery data containing Grass Stage, and they both went with the H code. What an odd decision. As for the important chips from PMDs, there aren't many, but the ones you can get are pretty darn good. First off, in the hotel refrigerator, you can get Elexord Star, a great chip for any elect folders you plan on building. There was also a BMD in Rabita's van with Elexord E, but the star code obviously outclasses that, though you can get both if you want. And more importantly, you can find Prism in the Q code in Netopia Area 1. This is the only copy of Prism you'll be getting without using chip traders, so you might as well take it. And with that, we're already moving on to the shops. Once again, keep in mind that you won't get back any Zenny you spend after you beat Gospel, so be sure to stock up on some money in Undernet 5 before going on your shopping spree. In Yumland Area 1, you can find Rock Cube Star in case the one that you got in the air comps isn't good enough for you. The Undersquare shop contains Ice Line in the E code as well as Grass Line in the R code. In Koto Square, you can buy Fireblade R and Aquasword N, and in Under Koto, you can get Fast Gauge Star and Aqua Blade R. But before you go buying a bunch of fast gauges, don't forget that in Undernet 1's shop, you can buy not only Elect Blade R to finish off your Life Sword 3 program advance, but you can also buy Full Cust Star as well. I hope that explains my folder decoder episodes about this particular game, since I always have 4 or 5 copies of Full Cust in my folders in Balnark 2. Meanwhile, in the Bug Frag shop in Koto Square, you can find Attack Plus 30 to duplicate. As for other important chips, Fire Plus 40 was also located in the Koto Square shop, while Elect Plus 40 can be found in Numberman's shop on the net starting in Chapter 5. And hilariously enough, one of the best shops in the game is in Netopia Area 2, where you can buy Zapring 1 Star, which I've already cleaned out, as well as the Wind and Fan chips in the Star code. And Gator Program Advance? Here we come. All that's left now is to discuss the in-game trades and that one important email that I mentioned earlier, so let's start with that one. In Chapter 7 of the game, which I believe is the second to last chapter, Mail will send you an email, in case you guys didn't realize where her name comes from. It is crucial that you do not read this email when you get it, as you'll obtain the Roll V3 chip from reading it. This chip can be duplicated via Gospel Dupes and can be used in a folder focused on the Big Heart Program Advance. As for chip trades, there's two important ones that I want to highlight. First off, at the end of this game's chain trade, you can get a copy of Big Bomb Star, which alongside the Little Bomb Star I mentioned from the AirComp 4 BMD, can be used to make the Ultra Bomb Program Advance. More importantly, by trading away the 3 Shadow Man chips, you can get Anti-Damage S, which is used for Bodyguard in this game. Now, it is important to mention that while you can do these trade multiple times via Gospel Duplication, the chip that you trade away is lost. So you'll need multiple copies of the Shadow Man chips to do that anti-damage trade multiple times, and you'll want to have multiple copies of Invis Star to start that chain trade for the Big Bomb Star. One last post-scripting edit to make here. I totally forgot about the 2x Program Advance using Variable Sword and Custom Sword in the B code, but luckily both of those can be duped. Variable Sword is obtained from trading Poison Mask S for it in a Marine Harbor train station, while Custom Sword B is obtained from Numberman's shop. So make sure you duplicate those as well if you want to use multiple copies of the best Program Advance ever. Totally unbiased opinion coming from me. And that just about covers the Gospel Duplication glitch, as well as the most important chips that you can duplicate by using this glitch. Honestly, I love the fact that BN2 has a cloning glitch in it. This game is one of the most fun games in the series in terms of folder building, specifically because you're able to so easily obtain multiple copies of many of these strong chips that you're intended to only have one copy of, or that you're supposed to get additional copies of from chip traders. And since I find a lot of enjoyment from building strong folders in these games, I thoroughly appreciate the ease with which you can make strong folders in Battle Network 2. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel for some more Mega Man Battle Network content. I make various videos relating to these games, including my folder decoder series where I showcase specific folders I've used before, and my Network Evolution series where I discuss how individual chips have changed throughout the games. So if you like Battle Network, there's a lot here for you to enjoy. And as always, thanks for watching.